got that song buzzing in my head from outside. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, let's get over to chat activities. Then we'll devour this first coffee. It is freaking nuclear hot. My man. It's like only guys left over here working. All the women flew the coop. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. I think they have a new manager. Maybe it's in protest? I don't know. I don't know. First, let me like my own video. Bam! Ooh, 15 likes. No way. 61 peoples. My man Thomas with the 13.99 ripe Canadian bananas. And yes, I miss you too. I was just reading comments. Yeah. Alright, let's see, said the blind man. Venus and Jim buying the first coffee, thank you very much. Let's get some hellos in there. Mary, John O, Janice, Val Marie, Maria Ann with the 10 for the stuffs. Alright, keep them coming. I want to say all the hellos. Paramount, Tom Lars, just saw the F1 movie. There was a whole scene from the Rio Park. No kidding. A friend of mine, a colleague, he went to see that F1 movie, and he said it was awesome too. Was it awesome? Maybe I'd go see that. Yeah, Paramount. Saturday night chatters are the best. I told you there was an opportunity I might show up, but yeah, it worked out. It worked out. I got my stuffs done. Sony. Stephen J, I heard you guys are. Oh, I gotta make a note of that. I got my pad ready. I gotta make a note of the Bror Nation get together. Let me make a side note of that. Bror Nation. I got horrible handwriting. I broke my hand so many times. Tyler Eubanks, what up? Marie Bell. Dylan O. Yeah, it's been a while. How about that? Good to see you. Dan Adonis. I'm going to say Adonis. Mike K. Send your prayers for all the families. Oh, yeah. Let's toss up them blessings. Yeah, I saw some of that. That is not a pretty sight. Mark 1 for the Thailand fund. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. It's in the cards eventually. So F1 was indeed awesome, Tom. Highly recommended. You're welcome, Steven. That was a fun show. We'll talk about that a bit. And Janice already nailed it. Bror Nation get together 2026. There's only 20 seats left. Once everyone heard where it's going to be and the rundown on that whole thing, people jumped on it. So there's 20 seats left, so you're even remotely inspired. Go check that out. Mary Leathers, you gonna go see the new Jurassic Park movie? That sounds cool too. Captain Lope. I love me some dinosaurs. I got mixed feelings. I used to be so into dinosaurs, and I had to pump the brakes on it because you know how I feel about the whole evolution thing. It's bullshit. Want to talk about evolution? I think we talked about oil last week. I'll talk about evolution this week. See how many people I could freaking get to unsubscribe. And the huge patio, and the dance floor, and the granite bar. We got all, it's just awesome. It's just an awesome place to get together. And we have 4 hours. Probably, last time it ended up 4 hours plus. Because they were just like, whenever you're ready to leave, leave. But 4 hours is it's a good long time. Mix everything. Oh, it's just going to be awesome. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's Maggiano's. we're going to be chilling at Maggiano's. We were there 2 years ago. Great time was had by all. We did the more traditional menu where I'm going to start building my coffee. Being that I haven't had no carbs today, I'm going to put some real sugar in there. What do you call it? Being that, yeah, we had the traditional menu at Maggiano's last time. You know, we had the lasagnas, the pastas, you know, all the stuff. I mean, it was delicious. Tiramisu, of course. But we're doing the steak menu also. I mean, there's sides and all sorts of other stuff. So, you know, we're going to get our meat in. I'll tell you what, I like Italian steakhouse meat. I mean, I really, it's good. You know, everyone thinks Italian pasta, you know, sauce. Gravy. Okay, you Italians out there, did you call it gravy? You know, I got raised by Italians. They never called it gravy. It was just sauce. It was just sauce. But anyway, enough of that. And yes, we'll be having the tiramisu. The only difference, last time we did, we had an, I could have used more milk. That was black like ink, but we're going to devour this one. Last time we did have open bar activities. I mean, they were doing a little bit of a promo and everything. I mean, we could have done it this year too, but bear in mind, that was 2 years ago, and by the time next year rolls around, it'll be 3 years ago. So, of course, you know, prices change. We would have had to made it like an extra, I think last time it was an extra $20 a person. It would have been like an extra 35 or 40 this time. So, yeah, no open bar. But it is what it is. Just in case you wanted to know. I mean, I think, I don't know. Well, there's a bar in there. You know, if you want to drink, you drink. And the drinks are reasonable. Is what it is. I know some people are going to be like, what up? No open bar? Okay. And quite frankly, you know, we got a tally at the end of that. There was only very few people who took advantage of that anyway. So we wanted to keep the cost down. I think there was like maybe a half a dozen people out of 50 that actually took advantage of said availabilities. All right. Now we're up to 98. That's better. I'm going to refire up my chat. Let's take our first sips. Bam. Ilvik. That's who else I missed. Yeah, gravy. Joe, you're right. Gravy is for turkeys. Yeah, sauce not gravy. What's this? Gravy. Gravy, Bror? So you call it gravy. Alright, that's... Are you Italian? I don't know, like my family would have considered like gravy sacrilege. Well, the family that raised me. Like wolves. Yeah, it's sauce. Barking at the wind next time. Yeah, we all ended up gravitating towards the wind anyway. That's probably what I'll do too. Either TI or the wind, but it's so convenient. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I get that. It was late last night. I know a lot of people had to book early. Booked a trip to Vegas, 23rd. Cool. Driving to Cali Beach. Nice. All right, let's get this coffee on the way. I'm ready. Bum, bum, bum. Complete with sound effects. What up? It's dark in here today. It must be overcast. Alright, let me bring it a little closer. Coffee. And tea. Oh yeah, it's good. I came all the way just to drink coffee with everyone. Let's get them over there. Alright, what up? So last night we went and saw fireworks. It was fun. It was tame. Only Caesar's Palace. Like I was saying last night, they went back and forth with the misinformation. Oh, it's going to be in 3 places, then it became 2 places, then it became 1 place, then it was 8:30, then it was 8:45, then it was approximately 9. But the only place on the strip that shot off fireworks last night was the Strat, and you're full-blooded Italian and you call it gravy. All right, cool, whatever, all good. Teach their own. Strat and Caesar's Palace, and it was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, fireworks are fireworks, but it wasn't. I mean, this was, in all the time that I've ever seen fireworks in Las Vegas, this was like cool. I can't describe it. I can't describe it. Cannot describe it. But it was all right, and you guys were there, and we had fun. I smelled good. I just got a whiff of myself. Wanted by night. That's what I'm wearing. Or is it wanted? I think it's just wanted. Yeah, it's just regular wanted. That's like regular. By night is a little more like pheromone-ish. Don't need to be popping the pheromones at 6 o'clock at night. Alright. Remember they used to have those men's colognes? They were like scientifically engineered with pheromones to attract women. Does anyone remember that type of stuff? I remember when I was a kid, that was sort of like a big deal. It didn't work. Neither did Spanish fly. Not that I tried it. Okay, so the Broad Nation get together. There are 20 seats. I don't know if, can the mods post a link? You post a link. If not, shoot me an email. There's an email address down there for shooting emails. If you're not a Facebook person, I get it. All good. The only problem is if you shoot me an email, it might get buried. So, you know, post it in the group. Okay. Ooh, Spanish fly. Ooh, Spanish fly. I mean, the Strat show up by you, Mark, was actually pretty cool. I was watching out of the corner of my eye, but it was like this big, you know, because it was so far away from the reel. But it looked pretty cool. It actually, their crescendo at the end, I think was a little more impressive than the crescendo. I like that word, crescendo. At Caesars, to be honest. But when I got home, remember I was saying, oh, it's been quiet, you know, it was kind of dead and this and that. As far as like fireworks going off in town around me locally, by the time I got home, which was, I don't know, almost 10 o'clock, would we end up like, I don't know what time we got done. It was like 10, whatever, 10:30, whatever it was when I got home. I didn't pay attention, I don't clock in. I don't report to anyone. It was crazy. It did sound like it was loud. It was just everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. You know, it was definitely sounding like Call of Duty. It definitely had that Call of Duty vibe, and it was all over. It was all over, and like loud and large, and like I didn't see anything in the sky. That was a weird thing. I got a good vantage point, and I'm looking, and I didn't see any like booms in the sky, and I'm just like, and I pow, 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 and I think a lot of people were taking advantage of the 4th of July to just, you know, rip some 7.62 off or something. It was strange that it wasn't like no, I got to be careful what I say. No boomage in the sky, but all you heard was pop, 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 pop. I don't know. Just saying. All right, let's see. What about shrimps? Feed your sea monkeys twice the Spanish fly. Remember sea monkeys? Sea monkeys were stupid. All they were brine. Yeah, they were brine shrimp eggs. Exactly. I think there was some. Yep, they were brine shrimp. And I grew some, but they didn't have families. They didn't have faces. You know, like you know, in the commercial, like the little thing in the back of the comic book, they were like mermaids and stuff like that. You know, the brine shrimp, the sea monkey women have boobies and everything, and I was just like, no, that didn't happen. Yeah, there's a couple of trees. I got palm trees. I don't call palm trees. I don't consider them like a tree for some reason. They're just like a giant weed or something. I don't know. I have a hard problem thinking. Like they say, oh, there's a bunch of trees on fire. Click here, and I clicked, and there were palm trees, and I was like, that doesn't count. I think tree. I'm thinking oak tree, maple tree, Japanese maple, you know, birch, elm. To me, palm trees don't count. I don't like palm. Did I ever tell you I don't like palm trees? I don't know why. Palm trees just seem like assholes to me. You know, you can't lean up against them. You can't, like, put a tree stand in them. What the hell's a palm tree good for? I mean, some people love the whole concept. Oh, the palm trees, this, that, you know, tropical. But I guess it represents heat to me. I don't like heat. I don't know, but palm trees are like... Palm trees are freaking expensive. Like a full-grown, like 30, 40-foot palm tree is like, you know, 80 grand. They're ridiculous. They're friggin' ridiculous. All right, let's see. Yeah, Spanish fly, and yeah, you get a twofer. You know, buy Spanish fly, you get free sea monkeys. Cool. Or if you don't get sea monkeys, you can get a submarine for 2 people for like $6.99. Remember that? Did anyone ever buy one of those? And they were like, oh, and it really goes 1,000 feet down, and you were like, really? How's that gonna work out? But they showed you like 2 kids in there with a periscope, and they're just like, you know, it was a cartoon, but I don't know. Did anyone ever order that? Yeah, it looked like giant feather dusters. It's weird, you know, and like you can't really decorate a palm tree for Christmas. I mean, I've seen pictures of palm trees decorated for Christmas, and it looked rather odd, to say the least. It looked like a money shot, you know what I'm saying, right? So who decorates? Yeah, palm trees. How you doing, Kevin H? They didn't have crowns and septums. What are we talking about? Regina, how are you? Shout out Saskatchewan, Canada. Yeah, it was probably like M80s and stuff. What did we have back in the day? M80s, Blockbusters, Cherry Bombs, Lady Fingers, and standard firecrackers. A mat. Remember a mat of firecrackers? Oh, or a gross of bottle rockets. I mean, it's whole terminology and whatever. A gross. That was 144. If you don't know what a gross is, gross anything is 12 times 12. 12 dozen. That's a gross. Mats of fireworks, all sorts of crazy stuff. Who didn't wear clothes? What are we talking about? Yeah, oh yeah, and then the sea monkeys. You're right, Joe. Sea monkeys weren't wearing clothes. Yeah, decorating a cactus. I mean, I never got down with the tropical Christmas. Even when I lived in Florida, I was just like, no, Santa wouldn't be wearing like board shorts and shit, you know? Santa, I believe, just like, you know, I wish I had that immunity. I think he's just immune to the heat or something. He's got some extra gene or something. Not the gene that makes a reindeer fly, but he's got some extra gene going on where he repels heat and he has like a barrier of cold around him. Like I wish I had, like Mr. Freeze. All right, come on. Come on, commercial, go away. First one, 20 minutes in, not too shabby. I need coffee. It's weird, I live in the desert, right? And people call me on that all the time. Like, but Bror Fredrik, but hey, Bror Fredrik. No, the trolls don't call me on it. And regular people, like, dude, you live in a desert. Stop complaining about it. Yeah, X-ray, oh yeah, the X-ray glasses. And they show like some kid, you know, putting on the X-ray glasses. And he's like checking out his teacher, and she's like naked underneath. He's just like, those are the days, you know. You had so much to look forward to in life, you know. You were just like, and I was thinking about, I had I'm not gonna say her name. A couple of you weirdos are be out there trying to figure her out. But you know, I had a rather attractive third grade teacher, and I used to think about her. I was like, if I got those X-ray glasses, good times. Sea monkeys, X-ray glasses, and a submarine that goes 1,000 feet. It was probably made out of cardboard. I mean, I'm gonna Google that when I go home. Now that's bothering me. Did anyone ever buy that? And what the hell did they actually get? It had to be like a cardboard thing or something, like cardboard boxes you can get inside, or it had to be something. I mean, they wouldn't have sold it if not. But they were talking about, you know, like diving under, like 20,000 leagues under the sea level shit. I don't know. So we got stuff to talk about. Palm trees are supposed to be a sign of wealth. A lot of farmers here plant them on the perimeter of the land, said Mike. Yeah, I know. Like, to me, I mean, it's personal, I guess. They just represent heat, you know? Like, I'm just like, no. I look at them, I could just feel like, you know, it's genes too. Genetically, I go to, like if I go to Lake Tahoe, I sit in Lake Tahoe and I'm just, I mean, when Florida, could go in the woods in Florida too. There's plenty of woods in Florida. Been all over woods and national parks, state parks and all that stuff. And it wasn't the same because there's scrub brush and, you know, all that other stuff. And they got that Spanish moss stuff. And just Spanish moss was like, I know people used to make pillows out of it, but it's got like ticks and freaking fleas and shit. Chiggers and all that. They used to make mattresses out of it, but it's like dirty. You know, I had that on a couple of trees. I had a pretty big piece of property in Florida. Pretty big. It was an acre, almost an acre. 4/5 of an acre to be exact. I used to chop that shit down. My neighbors would be like, no, that's beautiful. I'm like, no, it's ugly. It's like cobwebs to me. You know, but when I go to like the Pacific Northwest or Northeast or Lake Tahoe mountains, very top of Arizona, I appreciate it does something to me inside, you know. It's Scandinavian. I'll hug one of them trees all freaking day long. Can't hug a pine tree, can't hug a palm tree. And then in Florida too, palm trees would like pop up overnight, like in the middle of your lawn. You'd walk out and you'd be like, where the hell did this thing come from? They used to grow like freaking weeds and whatever. But anyway, I have Santa with a surfboard sitting on a golf course. It's, I get it. I get it, you know. I mean, I used to do, I'll admit it, you know. I mean, I decorated the pool for Christmas when I lived in Florida. I had a nice pool. It's just not quite the same, you know. I put like garland around the freaking safety rails, garland with like acorns with sparkles and bows and stuff, and it just wasn't the same. I remember one Christmas, on Christmas Day, it was like 82 or 85 degrees, and I'm like, Christmas is broken. I called do-over. Yeah. As someone from the Midwest, dry heat is real. Yeah, it is. It is. No doubt. That's, you know, Florida humidity or San Antonio humidity, completely different than out here. Although it has been since I moved here for the third time, humidity used to be like 4%. Now it averages between 9 and 12 because of all the dollar bill green lawns and all the, you know, I mean, they paved everything and whatever. So humidity has been rising. It has made a difference. You can feel it. I ordered stuff from Johnson Smith Company back then. Yeah, X-ray glasses. All right, I want to know. Yeah, imagine that, Tom, 1,000 feet away. I mean, it was 100 feet, 1,000 feet, but holy cow. You'd be like that Titan submarine, you know? That'd be nuts. Cocoa Beach Santas are on YouTube. Bahama, pretty mama. I get it. I get it. It's a genetic thing. Just like I don't like vegetables. That's genetic. My body's just like, I ain't eating that shit. Although I did eat all the bok choy. Oh, I took them sausages I bought at Smith's, chopped them up, grilled them out first. I mean, cooked them in, I got like an electric skillet. It contains the grease splatters and everything. Then I threw the bok choy in there, cooked it in the grease and whatnot, and the bacon grease I put in there. That was good. I scarfed it. My x-ray glasses worked, didn't they? That's funny, Mike K. That is funny. Oh, Jim, Lake Tahoe. Hey, if you haven't been to Lake Tahoe, people should go. I'm due for a Lake Tahoe trip. I think I'm gonna go up soon. I mean, it's a beat drive. It's one of the most. No, it's not quite as boring as like driving through the cornfields in the Midwest, but it's just like dirt. 7 hours of dirt. What the last trip I took on the way up, it had rained the night before, so that was kind of beautiful because all the colors popped, but for the most part it's dirt. You know, like someone needs to like take a Swiffer and clean the desert, you know, make it nice and neat and whatever. But I want to go back. You can take a plane right from here up there. I think I'm gonna do that soon. Yeah, I'm good. About 10 minutes-ish. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I know your sis. What? Who? What? You had a condo on the beach? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where you were? Yeah, I know. I mean, we can go to the Nam and get like a 3,000 square foot condo with an indoor pool for like 80 grand right on the beach. With concierge service, could do that too. Damn. But it's still the Nam, you know? But it's probably one of the most affordable places to live on Earth. And you could still live like, you know, a normal person, kind of. In the Nam. Go figure. But the Nam was, you know, a long time ago. Although I did lose a lot of cousins in the Nam, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? $1,200 a month score. Yeah, I want to go back to Lake Tahoe. I think I'll plan that. I think I'm gonna plan that kind of soonish. Lake Tahoe. Holy shit, Lake Tahoe. Okay, there's another thing. You want to know why I haven't been to Lake Tahoe in a while? We'll talk about all the other stuff in a minute. Why I haven't been to Lake Tahoe in a while? Because I made the mistake of, you know, what do they say? How's the expression go? You know, never meet your heroes or whatever. You know, like when I found out Arthur Fonzarelli was rather effeminate in real life, you know? Like that kind of made my head explode. You know, he was all cool, and then, you know, I saw him, my mom's like, come see him. He was on like Merv Griffin or some shit. And he was like all like lisping and stuff, and I'm just like, is that the Fonz? Is that the Fonz? That's not the Fonz. Yeah, so never meet your heroes. So, this applies to things too. I joined the Lake Tahoe, like the main city Facebook group, just to, you know, keep my pulse on what's going on, because I love it there. I mean, I wouldn't live there I would live there full time. If I was retired or had, you know, the kind of schedule that it would take to like come and go as I pleased, I would do it. I'd buy a place there, but it's so expensive now. I mean, state line is the Nevada side. So yeah, there's some condos there, like, you know, a studio condo for like $958,000. It's what's happened because California absorbed it. Anyway, so you go on their Facebook group and they are so freaking WOKE. It's like Gagathon level. I mean, it's like, whoa. I mean, what's going on up there and what they're doing to that place. Oh, we're having a rainbow parade. It used to be affordable. I mean, I lived there for months and months and months. out of a couple of years, and it wasn't bad. It was reasonable. I mean, even you go back 10 years ago, you could buy like a 2-bedroom condo on the state line side for, you know, 180, 190. Now they're like $3 million. I mean, it's just freaking nuts. It's nuts. However, yeah, Silicon Valley bought it all up. You know, Mark Zuck, you know, he took over. Yeah, same thing in Jackson. Yep, bingo. I've seen Jackson too, and I looked in Jackson. Yeah, Silicon Valley took it over, but they are so ultra liberal, left-leaning ridiculousness. I mean, I don't think it would be like Rambo 1, except all the cops would have man buns. I mean, I'm not saying nothing about the cops up there, but I just picture that scene. They'd be like, we don't like your type in this town, you know? And they'd try to, like, you know, put some rainbow frickin' handcuffs on me or some shit. I mean, it's just like, no, the shit that I've seen, you know, we're having a town meeting, come down and let's decide, you know, I don't even want to get into it, what they're doing up there. It's whacked out. It's whacked out. I mean, I'm all for everyone, but, yeah, I mean, they are so heavily left-leaning, but not on the weird side of things, like on the totally weird side of things. They're going to destroy that place. However, it's still beautiful. It looks like a freaking fjord, you know? It soothes my soul. My very soul just goes, like if I have some type of connection to it. Like when I'm in pine groves and pine stands, you know, not with all the scrub brush shit, but just walking through the woods. I could hear like Jethro Tull playing in the background, and my very soul feels connected to the planet. It's just different. Palm trees, I look at them and I'm just like, it's just me. Everyone rolls a little different. Okay. Only handcuffs you want are from the S&M closet. I got me some. If we're gonna be real. Incline Village. What? The fireworks barge sank at Incline Village. Incline Village is, I've been to Incline Village too. Zephyr Cove is all. You know how much they charge to park now? So that's another thing I'm learning. In Zephyr Cove, if you want to park there for the day and enjoy the water, I mean, when people come in there, they just trash shit, especially the young people. They just leave it. I've seen pictures of what they do. They'll surface tomorrow after the 4th and after various holidays. But $100 to park at Zephyr Cove now. $100 for Zephyr Cove parking. That's nuts. I mean, I think they priced me out of it. I hate paying $30 that I just paid to park over here, let alone $100, you know? Damn. $100 to park at Zephyr Cove. Funny you mentioned that. I just saw that today. And they were announcing it like it's a good thing. They're like, oh, we're pleased to announce that we raised it to $100. Like they smile at all the fucked up shit that they do. And they announce it like, you know, they cured cancer. Hey, everyone, guess what? We're raising it to $100. Hey! It's like, what are you, insane? But maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what all the people up there who believe, you know, I mean, I guess they want to keep peasants out. You know, I get it. That's what most homeowners associations want, you know, it's to keep the peasants out. So, yeah, it's probably to keep the peasants out, you know? Really? Max Baer Jr. lives there? I did not know that. I did not know that. It's painted egg, $50 to park at the beach? I don't like paying for parking. It just irks the living shit out of me. But I'm paying $30, $50 to park at the beach. Woo! That's crazy. That's crazy. John O in the house. All right. There's something I forgot to do. What the heck was it? We're gonna be on our second coffee any second now, and I'm only HOAs. We're gonna talk about HOAs in a bit. I forgot to invite everyone to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 2 times a week. Thumbnail. And if you want to support the channel, super chat while I'm live is the grease that pays for parking and coffee. I got links, I got the stuff, and I appreciate it. Love you guys. That was fun last night. I didn't feel like walking around or whatever. I mean, there wasn't much to do, but we did get to see the inside of the Rio, per se. The Wi-Fi in that area, other than right where we were, kind of sucks. You know, if we dilly-dally to one side or the other, you know, it's like 4G. Like they don't have a 5G tower over there for some reason. But it was fun. It was fun. But everyone saw last night too. They ripped out all the machines from the Rio. The whole back ass end of the place gone. There's not a machine back there. It's like a big dead space now. I don't know if they plan on putting any back or what. What did I just say? You are welcome, Jim. Let me go over to all mess. Did I just see what I just saw? Love Zephyco is fantastic, but not worth the parking. You can't. Yeah, you can't park on the road anymore. You can't. I mean, they will ticket you. You can park across the street, kind of. There's like a little bit of strip mall over there. I mean, I can't blame them, but they will tow your ass so quick, it'll make your head spin. You'll be like, ooh, day at the beach. You come back and your car's been impounded and whatnot. Yeah, but it's still beautiful. I love it. I love it. You know, I knew someone with a beautiful townhouse there. It was up like the road going up there was it was like this. It was about a 45-degree angle. Coming down was a trip. Last time I was up there, I did it. I went to go see, you know, places I knew in my ute, and I drove down that, and it was like terrifying. You were like burning the brakes the whole way, and yeah, that was a trip. I lost a Seiko self-winding watch when I was younger in Lake Tahoe in the woods. Yeah. It's still out there. If anyone finds it, it's mine. Janice gifted some memberships. Thank you very much, Janice. All right, Venus got one. Thank you. Ms. Google, who else got one? Cindy, Vegas one. Brenda, how you doing, Brenda? Oh, Vaughn. Vaughn just hit me on Venmo. You know what? Let me go over to Venmo real quick. They have been terrible about notifications. So I'm gonna go over to my Venmo, and I'm gonna thank a few people, and then we'll talk about the stuff I want to talk about. But I want to talk about everything, so it really doesn't matter. All right. Again, Vaughn, thank you. There's people who've sent me some Venmo activities. Dan the Man, thank you. This is going back like 2 weeks almost. I got all these notifications yesterday morning. They all like, if you don't open the app on the regular, you don't get notifications. At least, I don't know, maybe on my phone or whatever, but that sucked. And I was just like, damn, people like, hey, Bror Fredrik, what up? All right, Vaughn, Angry Swede, Tom Helm, Mary Leathers, my buddy Tom Larson for parking activities. Thank you. Yeah, those are a couple that just came through. Yesterday. Oh, and Tom. No way. Thank you, bro. I do appreciate that. So yeah, you know, it's not me not like wanting to freaking. It just popped up. I don't go in the app that often. All right, so let's talk about some things of any relevance. And we do got a coffee on the way. It feels like, I don't know. It feels like time is going faster than it is. Does anyone else get that impression too? But it's only freaking 6:40. All right, more coffee. All right, we talked about fireworks. We talked about the Broad Nation get-together. I mean, this is the earliest. You know, it's almost 9 months away. This is the earliest that many tickets are gone. You know, so yeah, they're gonna go quick. It's gonna definitely be a sellout this year. All right, let me prep. Let me get ready for him. Let me move the glasses over there. Bam. Alright. Because I'm that level of considerate. Alright, cool. What else we got to talk about? Some guy, I want to see his response. I was talking yesterday about the 121 billion that came in tariffs. You know, granted, that's not a lot of money. And eventually, if it gets large enough, there's going to be no income tax on anyone supposedly making 200K or less. 200K is going to be like living wages soon. But anyway, so someone posted. Let me go look. Let me go look-see. Someone posted something to the effect of, "You are the man," nailed it. Thank you. All right, let's build coffee first. So someone posted, let me read this. 121 billion in tariff revenue, laughing my ass off, paid by normal people like us, not other countries. So what do you think I replied with? What have you paid more for? That's my, whenever you go up against, I'm not going up against anyone, but whenever you're trying to communicate with someone who has, you know, an obvious agenda, be it left or right, circle back to the facts. Always circle back. Don't get into a pissing match or a D-measuring contest or a booby measuring contest. Just circle back to the facts, you know, and don't make the facts complicated. You know, so all I put was, someone is burning blunts like crazy. Oh shit. I just said the B word. Someone is like burning trees like crazy over here. I mean, literally. I mean, I'm like, I'm inhaling it right now. It's so close. It must be like right behind me. Them or them? I don't know. Anyway. So I just said, what have you paid more for? And I'm not going to argue, but what legitimately, what have you paid more for? Because me personally, I don't think I paid, like I have noticed some things on Amazon going up in price. I mean, let's face it, some of them have, but you know what? You leave it in your cart long enough, they'll induce you back by taking it off, you know? Eggs, remember, I used to eat a lot of eggs, but I'm going back to eating a lot of eggs. Eggs used to be, Walmart has a 5 dozen box of large, not extra large, but 5 dozen, 60. They got all the way up to $44. Someone do the math on that. That's 75 cents an egg or whatever. I mean, per ounce price is probably the same as like a T-bone steak. You know what they are now? I just paid $13.22. I just paid $13.22 for 5 dozen eggs. Granted, it's not as cheap as before. You know, what's his name? The clone dude begins with a B with the auto pen. I don't remember. Whatever his name is. He's long gone. Yeah, so it went from 44 bucks a few months ago. It's down to $13.22. So what have you genuinely paid more for due to the tariffs? See, people just have these talking points. But if you just say, hey, logic it out. Let's logic this out. But however, he just replied, you never actually let them take place because I haven't been on your channel and don't talk politics. I'm here for your live. Hope all is good. I get it. See what just happened there? I mean, if you're watching, I appreciate you. I mean, I'm not ragging on you, nor am I calling you out. But I just want to. People have to start thinking about it. You know, think about things on a practical level. I'm very pragmatic. You know, I am extraordinarily pragmatic. And from a pragmatic standpoint, I can't see anything that I paid more money for. I haven't. I mean, I haven't bought a car. Maybe cars are up, but cars were up long before this tariff shit. You know, what is a friggin' Nissan Sentra, like 90,000 bucks these days? I don't care. You know, I take care of my vehicles and I drive them until I want a new one. You know, I get my money out of them. I drive a paid car. Flex. I paid my shit off. Flex. 2 years early. Flex. And I bought it when it was 0% interest. Flex. You know, that's just how I roll. So I don't see anything I'm paying more for, but that's what CNN will tell you. That's what, you know, they'll tell you. Now, the big beautiful bill also has a lot of big beautiful bullshit in there. Let's be real, it does, ain't gonna lie. Ain't thrilled about a lot of it, and it's half promises kept. It's not full-blown promises kept. No tax on Social Security. That didn't happen. Now it's, no, seniors who are retired and on Social Security get an extra $6,000 in the base deduction, which is okay, I suppose, but it's not no. There's no longer no, you know, went from no tax on Social Security. So if you're getting $1,200, what most people are, it's gross. 12 times 12, you know, that's $1,440. So now 6,000 of that 1,440 is non-taxable. However, the other 8,000 is still taxable. So that blows, but it's better than a stick in the eye. What are the other things that I've been finding out? You know, you can deduct interest on your home, which is cool. But here's the other thing. We'll talk about when all this ends. You can deduct interest on your home. It used to be 10 grand a year, you know, 10 grand a year. Now it's 40. 40 pretty much, I mean, unless, I don't know what you bought, but 40 grand covers a lot of interest. Unless you're at like, you know, 8% or some shit on a, you know, $800,000 home. 40 grand will cover the interest, you know, which is good. There's 10 grand, that's tax deductible, the 40 grand. Still doesn't cover HOA, you know, you're never going to write off HOA fees. So those of us who are in the high HOA fee category, we're still F. There's nothing you can do about it. But it keeps, you know, an HOA a day keeps the weirdos away. If you're getting your services. Anyway, but you know how I feel about HOA. Mafanguli to bad. Anyway. 10,000 on a car, you can write off 10,000 in interest on a vehicle that was finished in the United States. It was made from Mexican, Chinese parts, as long as it was finished in the United States. So you're going to start to see a lot of ads from auto manufacturers. Oh, this car was finished. Okay, cool story. All right, so you get that. What else you get? Oh, what was supposed to be no tax on overtime. Whoa. That's cool. I mean, it doesn't affect me, you know? I mean, no, it doesn't. I don't make any overtime. YouTube. Now it's only up to $12,500 for the year. So it's only a little over 1,000. Let's just round it down to 1,000 a month in overtime. Let's round it down a little weirder to 250 a week. So if you're making $30 an hour, that's 45. You know, $30 an hour, that's 45. You don't pay tithe. So for like 5 or 6 hours a week, for someone making 30 bucks an hour is what it boils down to. But people go beyond that. But again, better than a freaking sharp stick in the eye. It's something, but it's not no tax on tips. It's no tax. The first 12K, 12.5 is non-taxable. Okay. All right. What is the other one? No tax on tips. No tax on tips. Yay. That only covers the first 25,000. You still have to report it all. However, so you take someone here in Vegas. Vegas is in an uproar about this shit because the average person, you take a dealer, you take any of these people, that are in the service industry here. They, they're getting paid $9 an hour and everything else they make. So granted, some of them, some of them pay, some of them don't, but they have a standard, tracking, when they pull tips, you're paying for all that shit. So it's the first, HOAs blow, Mary Jane. It's only on the first 25K, but they're still doing 50K, 75K in income on tips. Some of the people here in town, cocktail waitresses in the high limit rooms, they're making 100K, probably better. So now they're getting 25K. That's not taxable. So that was no tax on tips. There is, okay, again, better than a sharp stick in the eye. Okay, talking to me? You looking at me? All right, and then, the promise is kept. Well, it's kind of half a promise at this point, Suspect. So I can call bullshit on all that. It's a half a promise kept, but now it's like, hey, but if we get enough tariff money, there'll be no taxes for anyone. When is that going to happen, When is that going to actually happen? So it's better than nothing. Oh, and it extends the current tax break. So for all the people people forgot that in the last Trump administration, you all got a friggin' big-ass tax benefit. And all the people who dislike him didn't give any of it back, but they're not realizing they're still the recipients of said tax, but it's been extended, which is good. Here's the rub, and then we'll get into a little other shit about it. Here's the rub. All this shit that I just talked about, all these tax benefits. Hey, what's up, Gary? All these tax benefits. I haven't drank any coffee. I need more coffee. I see people make that face when they drink beer. I get that. I make that face when I drink coffee. Wait. That's good. That's good stuff right there. So here's the trick. Here's the trick right here. It expires 2028. Why does it expire 2028? So all these tax benefits that are written into this bill expire in 2028. That sucks. Because we know, there's two things we know. We know that almost every president that comes in overwrites all the executive orders of the previous president. So what the previous president did, he auto-penned 100,000 of them. So it's almost impossible to unwind. You need forensic level accounting to do that shit. So you unwind them the best you can. So they know anything he does now is all gonna be unwound. But strategically, if you think about it, why is it he's the one saying all this shit expires in 2028? You're not going to be able to deduct your homeowner's interest on your home loan if you bought the house 25. It doesn't go back. You have to have bought your house in 2025 or forward. All this shit is going to go away 2028. You're not, so if you bought the car like, oh man, I'm gonna get to write. People don't even understand what the fuck a write-off is. They think it's like free money. I get to write off 10 grand in my interest rate on my car. Sick. You don't get 10 grand. You pay 10 grand, comes off your income, so you pay less taxes, whatever your bracket is. So approximately that 10 grand, if you're in up to 50K tax bracket, you're probably saving like 1,700 bucks. You know, that's how it works. Let's just be real. But people don't understand it. People have no concept of how deductions actually work, because you don't really, most people don't even take one. You're just reducing your tax burden. You don't get $10,000 back. You're not getting 40 grand back on your home loan. Anyway, so it expires on 2028. Let me pop up chat here. I was looking at those comments. So it expires 2028. Okay, why do you think it expires 2028? I'm just gonna refinagle my chat real quick. Bam, almost. Why do you think it expires 2028? It's kind of a no-brainer. Isn't there an election coming up? So isn't that kind of motivation to say, hey, even if you don't like me, or even if you don't like JD or whoever else they put up there, you're gonna definitely want to keep someone from the administration, from our side of the aisle, in power, because all this shit you've been enjoying for the past 3 years, it's going away. But if you vote for us, it'll stay. That's some freaking leverage. That is some leverage, because people predominantly vote with their wallet. I mean, they've been voting with their freaking, lately. I mean, there's actually some weirdos out there. You want to hear some videos of some people with man buns wanting civil WAR? They think they're gonna win. They're gonna spank us. They're gonna spank us. Yeah. My hand wasn't broken like 9 times from spank fights. Anyway. Leverage. That's some powerful leverage right there. Vote for us if you want to continue getting no tax on your tips. Vote for us if you want to continue not getting taxed on some of your overtime. In fact, we'll go from 12.5 of your overtime to 20. They built into this shit security for the next election. So I'll give them that. From a strategic standpoint, it was friggin' brilliant. I mean, let's just be real. The self-expiry on that is brilliant. It's absolutely friggin' brilliant. And people will. People will. Okay. You know what else is in there? You know what else is in there? $150 billion. Because this is the one thing I had. At the rate that Vanilla Ice is going, Vanilla Ice has not hit Las Vegas yet. Ice, baby. I mean, I saw like a minor incident, but supposedly there's 200,000 to 300,000, if not more, illegal peoples in this town alone. 200,000 to 300,000 here in Las Vegas. And they haven't even been here yet. And he did declare it a sanctuary city, so that makes it, on the hit list. So far to date, I think they're getting, I don't know, someone could post the total. I think it's like 100 and something thousand, maybe 200,000 since January that they've rounded up. And everyone's like, oh, they're going after, housekeepers and pregnant women. No, they're not. They got rid of some nasty freaking people. But everyone who's, not here and, oh, but I've been here 20 years, I didn't do nothing. You've been here 20 fucking years, you can't speak the language, and you didn't even attempt to get no papers? And that begs the question, how do you get a house? How do you register a car? How do you have all this shit that I do? And you're here illegal. Can I do that in your country that you left? Just like kind of chill, pretend I'm a citizen? No, I'd probably end up in the friggin' basement, some gulag shit. Anyway. The hell? That's weird. Anyway. $150 billion is going to Vanilla Ice. So I've been kind of disillusioned with a lot of things. I want to see all this corruption that was uncovered, USAID and this, all and this and that, all the corruption that was uncovered. No one, not a single person so far. Not a single person. Fraud, whether it's wire fraud, whether it's, whatever kind of fraud it is, you go to jail. You go to jail. If there's proof, undeniable proof that you committed fraud, you're going to friggin' jail. Undeniable proof has been ascertained, and no one's going to jail. That irks me to no end. A lot of shit irks me. I want to see people trot it out, but the world isn't ready for like the CEOs of like major companies, big, small startups throughout the country just freaking getting hauled out in handcuffs. The world isn't ready for that. I am, but damn. However, what I didn't understand after reading this bill was that the budget under the previous administration was so handicapped that there's not enough people. They were actually talking about like developing a bounty service, that you get like 1,000 or 1,500 per person, like they're gonna deputize you and go out. I don't think that would be that should be done personally, but they didn't have the manpower to do it. So with 150 billion, it's going to be an infusion into the Vanilla Ice organization. Maybe we'll see some results, because at 100,000 a month, it's going to take to the year like 2070 to get. There's probably, they estimate, conservative estimates is between 15 and 20 million people are here illegally. And that most of them came in the past 4 years. And most of them are on benefits. Like when they come out and say, oh, under this tax bill, there's going to be 8 million people who are going to lose their benefits. Most of them are illegal. A lot of them are just parasites who are just like, don't work, can work, they just choose not to because, benefits are like a job, and there's some people who do need it. Okay, sort that out as we go. Illegal people who don't even getting health care, benefit, like getting treated better than citizens here. It's despicable. So yeah, 150 billion going to Vanilla Ice, and then we'll start to see what's going on. Oh my God, they're putting alligators around a whatever. Okay. Does anyone have a problem with that? I don't. I don't want people to be eaten by alligators, but don't try to escape. Then you don't have to worry about the alligators. Let's talk logically here. Oh, that's cruel and inhumane. How? How so? They're not roaming around the friggin' bunks. They're out in the friggin' water. So how is that cruel and inhumane? Well, if they try to escape, they might get eaten. Well, they shouldn't be fucking trying to escape, don't you think? They should wait to just be deported. I don't know. You want to hear crazy people? We'll hear crazy people. Hold on. Let me check out fan fundalization. Oh, we good. Oh. Dial Marie, Las Vegas. Welcome to Team Bror Nation. Alright, let me fire this up. Dun 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 dun. All messages. Ice, ice, babe. Yeah, it is what, just don't try to escape. Any different from the Alcatraz thing? Whatever. Don't try to escape. Don't try to escape. Wait your turn, You get caught after, you're everyone who's here illegally, or if you did something illegal, you're a criminal. Doesn't matter how nice you've been. You robbed the bank, committed wire fraud, whatever the frick it was. Doesn't matter how nice you were. It's still, you gotta face the facts, you know, after a while. I don't know. People are just jacked up. How come I don't have any chat moving? Anyway, you want to hear some craziness? All right, let's play some craziness real quick. What time is it? It's early still. But tariffs haven't affected me yet. And granted, 121 billion is nothing. I think that was my point I started out with. I haven't paid more for tariffs. I don't give a shit. Tariff everyone. I don't care. I mean, okay. Tariffing the shit out of everyone is gonna cause some ruckus. But if the tariffs kick in and eventually it pays enough that I don't have to pay income tax on anything, I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight up good. You got to be able to do math though, unfortunately. All right, let's get over to my bookmarks. Bookmarks. This is X. I still have not detoxed from X. All right, you want to hear crazy people? Yeah, right? Just, I mean, you don't want to get eaten by alligators? Don't escape from prison. Listen to this freaking loon. Want to hear a loon? All right, I gotta pause myself. And it's these white liberal women. These white loony liberal women.
Trump supporter.
All right, you ready? You ready? Let's do it.
The fact that that bill was passed by those.
Oh, come on! Don't do that.
The fact that that bill was passed by those evil Trump supporters, from the bottom of my heart, you genuinely, because most of these people voting are so rich they would never have to worry about that. And
all right, let's pump the brakes on it real quick. Most of the people who voted for Trump are so rich they don't have to worry about money. That's what this liberal is talking about. Most of the people who voted for Trump are so rich they don't worry about, you know, things like us common people. Is that freaking nuts or what? No, I think it's quite the opposite.
Half of those people probably got bribed to vote for that, and you don't understand how many people's lives that's gonna affect. And I'm so blessed. Like, I literally just went to the grocery store today. I bought local honey, I bought cold brew, and I bought almond milk, and it was $40. And I could pay for that for no problem, and that's just for my morning coffee. For 3 things.
Oh my God! My local honey and my cold brew and my almond milk. It was $40. I'm suffering out here. Shut the actual F up. Just freaking stop. Oh my God, what will I do without my almond milk? Just shut up. I mean, these people vote. These people vote. Look at the tears off the freaking chin. Oh, but I can afford it. But with the big, beautiful tax bill, I feel bad. And all the people who voted for Trump, they're rich anyway. No, I would consider spending $40 on friggin' almond milk and cold brew, whatever the actual fuck that is. That's kind of a luxury. Oh, jeez. Oh, you want to? Okay, want to hear more? Let's see what this thing has to say.
I just want to remind you, while you guys are watching your fireworks and listening to all your big booms, I just want to remind you that this is what it could sound like if America goes to war on our soil. If you're comfortable and confident in celebrating your freedom, while thinking about that, by all means, enjoy your fireworks. Enjoy your fireworks. Happy Independence Day, America.
Oh, I'm scared. She's saying that get used to the sound of those fireworks because, you know, her and her crew is that's going to be the norm. Civil WAR. They're all coming for us. Just, you know, Okay, ring through the freaking nose. Alright, where's the other ones? We need some more ones. Oh, yeah. There's another one.
No, this is not a drill. No, this is not fear-mongering. They're shackling people, flying out into open ocean and throwing them out. Okay? The flight patterns, there's people tracking them on this app. The flights going out with the deportees.
Another nose
watching
ring.
them go out to open ocean and circle back. A family in Italy saw 5 shackled bodies wash up on the shore.
Yeah, okay. This is TDS. That's that derangement syndrome activities. Hold on. That's nuts. So they're out there talking about, that it's kidnapping. Like if you take someone, they're just being kidnapped off the street. No, they're criminals. They're criminals. I don't care how nice they were, how big their boobs were, whatever. I don't care. I just don't care. You know what? If you want to stay, I believe there should be a program where fix the roads. The roads here in Vegas, or other than with the F1 track, they're shit. We have shit roads here. It's not as bad as like New York City, but it's pretty bad. Bumps and bam, pow, boom, boom. The streets here suck. They are really, really bad. All right, you want an opportunity to become a citizen? Earn it. Earn it. Earn it. All right, put on a hard hat. Men, woman, whatever, not child. Help pave the roads. Help fix shit. Help fix shit. That'll be your opportunity. That'll be your investment. Then you'll be vested. Vesting is, if you have an investment, then you'll be vested in the future of the company. A lot of these people are construction workers and whatnot. So, not the criminals, just freaking surround them people with alligators and grizzly bears and shit. Piranhas, I don't give a shit. Just get them out of here. I don't want them here to begin with, the criminals. Okay, make an investment. You've been here all this time, make them an offer that they can buy into the system. If you're willing to do this, that, or the other thing, most of them will be like, F it. Or not. Any more. But these wackos think that they're putting them on planes and flying them into open ocean and like pushing them off. This is literally what they believe. They believe this. That's what they're being told, and that's what they circulate. I mean, what a psyop. That they can get human beings, that's almost as crazy as believing that crude oil comes from... No, it's more crazy than people... Yeah, it's definitely more crazy than people who believe that crude oil comes from dead dinosaurs. That's a certain kind of freaking stupid too, but sorry people, that's a special kind of stupid. If you believe that we get our crude oil from dead tyrannosauruses. Has anyone had a revelation? Does anyone still believe in that at this point after all the discussion we had on it? That we don't get our fuel from dead dinosaurs? I mean, just logically, has anyone like come to the realization and been like, you know what? Bror Fredrik's right. That's freaking nuts. It's almost as crazy as the concept of evolution. Yeah, evolution. Everything came from nothing. Really? You believe that? But this is the type of shit. I mean, they believe it with all their hearts. And is it something mandatory that you gotta put a nose ring on? Is that some kind of like gang thing or whatever? I mean, you want to collect them all? Just fire up a frickin', what do you call that? What do they call a machine that does the scans? CAT scan machine or something? Suck them all out? They'd be crying like babies. Anyway, enough of that. But that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who completely lost sense of reality. Total. Oh, they're being kidnapped off the street. When they catch a bank robber, is he getting kidnapped off the street? when you have $9,000 worth of parking tickets, is that person being kidnapped off the street? When you commit wire fraud and FBI comes and gets you, are you being kidnapped off the street, or are you just being brought to justice? You know, I mean, they're confusing brought to justice and kidnapping. Special kind of stupid. I'm with you, Tom's B. Let's see. I haven't, thank you very much, Marie Bella. It makes so much sense. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Really? Really, where is my coverage? Where is my mother's if they cut it out? It's a big if, number one. Number two, anyone who needs any kind of coverage is going to get the coverage. I mean, let's just be real. I mean, I don't see anything changing, but whatever. Does natural gas... No, natural gas... Okay, this is where natural gas comes from. Before the Tyrannosauruses died and got turned into crude oil, because, they're having big orgies and whatever, all the Tyrannosaurs, and a couple of Brontosauruses, like millions of them, just all decided to collapse in one spot and turn into oil.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense, right? No. Natural gas is dinosaur farts. I don't think, they don't tell you this in school, but before they died, the dinosaurs, they farted. It was just like a natural thing. They were having like a big fart contest. They were eating beans and shit. And then one Tyrannosaurus just like, just ripping them. And then the Brontosaurus says, you ain't got shit on me. And they're just ripping farts like absolute freaking crazy. And that's where natural gas comes from. It makes just as much sense as bunches of dinosaurs turning into a quadrillion gallons of freaking barrels of crude oil. I mean, if there was that many dinosaurs ever on Earth, they wouldn't have room to move. They couldn't move. And how did they get 9,000 feet down? Like, it should be like an intelligence test, it should be a cognitive function test. There's a microphone. So, do you believe that crude oil came from dinosaurs? You go in that line. It's nuts. Just think about it. How'd they get 9,000 feet deep? Like, did the Tyrannosaur dig his way down? Like 100 million of them just dug their way to the center of the earth? Oh wait, they don't have any arms. It makes no sense. But still people believe that shit. But evolution, that's another greatest lie ever perpetrated on man, was evolution. And that's just to get you to not believe in God. I mean, let's just be real. The whole premise of evolution is that there's no God. That everything came from nothing. Just think about that. So, what are your... I'm out here interviewing people. So, do you believe that everything that is on this planet came from nothing, from absolute nothingness? Okay, you go on that line. I don't want to be around you, because that's wackadoodle shit. Everything came from nothing. Like some cosmic sperm collided with some freaking cosmic something, and they collided, and next thing you know, I got a freaking Android phone. What the actual... That's a special kind of... I mean, if you believe it, okay, whatever. Even people who believe in God, do also believe in evolution, because they're like, well, 7 days in the Bible could have been like 48 billion years. No. If you go back to the ancient Aramaic, which the Bible was written in, which I have concordances on, you can buy one off Amazon if you want, a day is a day. A day is a day. A cycle of the sun rising and setting, not a day isn't 24 hours. That's a lie too. There's actually 13 months. It's another lie. However, a day is a day is a day. Is what it is, right? Do we want to keep going there? I can keep going. Do you have any thoughts on the increasing trend of Americans moving to Europe? It depends who. The ones who think they're like looking for a better life, I mean, go for it. The ones who think things are going to be better in Europe or anywhere else, okay, they'll come back and be like, damn, I miss my Captain Crunch. I mean, it ain't any better over there. In fact, it's probably decelerating at a greater rate. But if someone's not happy here in America, if you have experience here, I'm not saying that other countries suck by any means. Don't put words in my mouth or thoughts in my brain. I'm not saying that by any means, but what they're looking for, they already have, But if someone doesn't like it here, I welcome them to leave. I honestly do. I mean, if you don't like where you're at, if you don't like the apartment you have, you don't like the neighborhood you're in, you don't like the car you drive, get a new one. So it's not a threat when people say, well, when he gets elected or when this, I'm leaving. AMF. Adios, MFer. If you didn't know what AMF meant. Adios, MFer. See ya. Is that a threat? What did Rob Reiner say? He was going to pour gas on himself and torch himself if 47 got elected. And people say a lot of shit. But yeah, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Go. I'm all for it. Go. I mean, if you're going to like Vietnam or Thailand or the Philippines, like a passport bro thing, you probably will have a better life for the most part. If you could deal with the tropical weather, but, whatever. See ya. See ya. And we'll make room for people to come here. If you leave, I mean, see, the thing that people get wrong, I wouldn't say we're all immigrants, but my family was immigrants, but you know what? They did it legal. And it was hard. You had to work. Nobody gave you anything. Back then, you'd have to prove, you'd have to have a sponsor and where you were going to work and where you were going to rest your head. You didn't get you didn't get put up in 5-star hotels in New York and shit. That's craziness. I've never been to a 5-star hotel in New York. And someone who ran across the border illegally, is in a 5-star hotel for the past 6 months, complaining about the food because they serve bacon? Stop. Just friggin' stop. Anyway, it's about a vibrant life. I like that, a vibrant life. I like that. Yeah, friggin' meathead. Alright, I gotta get it out. Yeah, Elon wants to start his own party. That's gonna be a huge fail. Let's keep up on chat here. That was a good point. I try to make people think. I mean, I don't expect nor desire people to just adopt my thought process because, I'm on this side of the camera. I don't. I mean, I don't expect people to agree with me. It's not my desire nor my goal. Just wanted to get people to think. Just think for yourself. I mean, think for yourself. Stop being spoon-fed. I mean, all of us have been indoctrinated. If you went through the U.S. school system, whether it's public or private, and I have experience in both, I did go to private school, and public school, after I got kicked out of private school, you've been indoctrinated. You've been straight up freaking indoctrinated. Why do you think children's books, when it comes to like Noah's Ark, why do you think they always show a little tiny boat with an elephant and 2 giraffes with the head sticking out on a little tiny boat, like a raft? Because they're indoctrinating the children to think that there's no freaking way on this God's green earth that story is possibly true. That's the purpose of those pictures. That is the 100% the purpose of all those little cartoons that they've been indoctrinated with. We've been indoctrinated with the fossil fuel lie. We've been indoctrinated with, you gotta do these. We've been indoctrinated. Every single one of us is indoctrinated. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, left, right, center, every frickin' one of us has been indoctrinated. Let's just be real. I'm gonna pause on that statement. Think about it. Think about that. Every frickin' one of us has been indoctrinated. Every one of us. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Indoctrination. Don't eat fat. It's bad for you. Indoctrination. The food pyramid. Indoctrination. Most of the history, not only of the United States, but the whole frickin' planet, is mostly bullshit. Do you know that? You realize that all history books are mostly bullshit? The only book that tells the truth is the Bible. And they bullshitted with that too. Oh, everyone, let's write our own version of it. No, you gotta go all the way back to the Greek Aramaic and study. But I don't want to do that. The Bachelor's on. I don't want to do that. The big game is on tonight. All right, so stay in your ignorance. But, everything you've been taught is bullshit. Everything. Well, nearly everything. Nearly everything. Oh, the sun is bad for you. Wear sunscreen. Sunscreen is the shit that fucks you up. Oh, let me wipe some titanium oxide all over my body. That sounds good. You've been indoctrinated. I've been indoctrinated. We've all been... I'm hitting the table. That's why the camera is bouncing. We've all been indoctrinated. So at what point are we gonna step out of it? At what? Some people take it to its extreme. Yes, question everything. Some people they leave the... they get out of the indoctrination camp. And then the brains are a little too open to too much. They want to go completely radical on different shit. On both sides. But we've all been indoctrinated, And you could tell people. You could tell people who have not... It's like the Matrix. It's literally like when people say, ooh, it's the Matrix, and Andrew, what's his name? The Matrix. That movie was so representative of the indoctrination that we've all been through. Every single one of us. Just accept it. Accept that as a fact, that you've been indoctrinated. The quicker you accept that, the quicker you can see. And I'm not telling you to see my way, this way, that way, whatever, but once you step out, once you accept the fact that they tell you what even our education system was designed to produce drone workers for factories. Everything, almost everything you've ever been taught, especially as a child, is indoctrinated. We were talking about watermelons the other day. Oh, don't eat watermelon seeds. They're going to grow in your stomach, and the watermelon's going to grow inside. No, they're not. And what was the net result of that? we let them sell us these mutant watermelons that don't have freaking seeds. And they're freaking mutant. And they're effing you up. And you know what? The seeds are healthy. And then they come up with the grapes. Oh, seedless grapes. Oh, that's good. See, you know, because our parents beat it into our freaking heads that if we ate seeds from grapes, that was going to kill us or some such shit. No, it's going to cure us. Grape seeds cure shit. Duh. We've been indoctrinated. The quicker you wrap your head around that fact, admit it. Just admit it, yeah. Maybe I don't know the truth about everything. You know, but don't go down like all sorts of crazy ass rabbit holes and, oh, is the earth really flat? Yeah, it's seedless men. Social engineering on an epic scale. If we knew, I don't think people could truly handle the things that are out there. But it's so Matrix-like. It is so freaking Matrix-like on so many freaking levels. You know, people are just numb and asleep, and the big game. I mean, football was, I mean, I know people love football. I could watch a football game too, but that's just a numbing agent. That's Novocaine for the brain. You know, all this shit. The Bachelor, football games, you know, all that shit is just Novocaine for the brain to keep us asleep. It's bizarre, because if you took that 5 hours and studied whether natural gas is dinosaur farts, that same 5 hours you'd come to the conclusion, what the actual F? I've been lied to my entire life? You mean natural gas is not dinosaur farts? Oh, food heals? Statins kill you? You are what you eat? Oh, the food pyramid, yeah. The food pyramid, who sponsored that? Fucking Kellogg's. And you're gonna eat, oh, the food pyramid. Come on. Admit you've been lied to. Admit you've been programmed. And that'll be the best day of your life. It'll be shocking for a lot of people, but you know what? There's people out there, like me and other people, not that I'm so freaking great, but there's other people out there that have gone through this mental journey already of admitting that they've been indoctrinated, and they found that they clawed their way out of that mentality that will help you through this kind of period. You know, like when Neo realized, you know, when they pulled him out of the frickin' pod and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? You know, there's people that can help you. There are some Morpheuses out there that can help you. But just be careful which ones you listen to. Better do your own study, you know? Because people, you know, humans are predators too. Don't trust anyone who, you know, makes sense to you. Just saying. Not even me. Vet what I have to say, because I see my life and my experiences through a different filter. You know, than you, and then him, then him, then him, then him. But cumulatively, we could arrive someplace where shit makes sense. Does that make sense? Buster JC, what's going on? Yeah, let's lighten up a little bit. Stay, I don't sleep next to no seed pods, definitely. David Persian, Jesus and his lawyer are coming back. Novocaine for the soul. 88888. What up? Let's see who's here. Lectins in the seeds. I mean, they've been telling you carrots are good your whole life. Carrots are good for you. You know what's even more healthy? The shit in tomatoes. Although, you know, if you got a sensitive stomach, you probably shouldn't be eating too many tomatoes either. Food heals or it F's you up. And if most of you, okay, just think about this. All right, I'll get back on it for a second. Think about this. Most of what you consume was created in a laboratory. You are eating food that came from the laboratory. Eat fast food, if you go down that rabbit hole, they have laboratories. These companies, even Chick-fil-A, whatever the fuck that place is. Oh, but we're Christian. Really? Okay, then you wouldn't be poisoning people. They have laboratories. Let's develop this chemical that when it hits that tongue, cops be coming. What up here? Bang. What was that all about? What the heck was that all about? Maybe they're friends or something. They're like, what up with that? Yeah, you know, the Chick-fil-A, all that stuff. They work on the premise of, hey, let's develop a chemical that it goes on the tongue, it stimulates this set of taste buds, but not that set of taste buds, and it tells their brain that it's good. I mean, when you see artificial flavorings, those are chemicals designed to trick your brain to want more, that it's, oh, this is unbelievable. I mean, the whole concept of fast food is, hey, what kind of poison do you want to eat today? You know, do you see that commercial? They got some new poison over at McDonald's. But that's how, if you can eat that, something that has 99 ingredients, you're volunteering to eat shit that has 99 ingredients in it, and some of it has fucking numbers. And you tell me I'm crazy because I don't believe that you know, that natural gas came from dinosaur farts. You're eating shit with numbers willingly. You're okay with it. You're okay with it. Oh, it's just numbers. It's got numbers and patterns. Something's going on over here. Now there's like 50 security guards. Something going down. But them cops went that way. I mean, you're literally eating shit with numbers in it, and you're voluntarily doing it. Nobody's making you because of the chemicals in there, you know, like telling you, yum, Chick-fil-A, yum, Chipotle. Yeah, $9 for a friggin' Big Mac. I mean, if I would eat that shit, I'd probably eat 5 or 6 of them. They're like what we used to have as like a hamburger back in the day, and they look gross. Then I'd be making some natural gas. But anyway, you're voluntarily doing it. There's some shit happening around here. What? There's people running. They're voluntarily running. Anyway, I don't want to preach at you, but just wake up, people. Just wake up. Wake up. I mean, my taste buds woke up the other day when I tasted a watermelon that had seeds in it. I was like, holy shit, I remember this taste. That was another awakening that I had. I was like, I remember this flavor as a child. This is what a watermelon tastes like. Do we really know what a chicken tastes like anymore? I don't know. Let's go catch one in the wild. No, how does a chicken come from an egg and it's full grown 2 months later? That's not freaking natural. And we're eating that crap. You know, when I walk down the center aisle of any grocery store, it all looks like poison to me. Once you detox your brain and your body from that, yeah, They Live was awesome, Charlie. Yeah, They Live. Yeah, because they come from the center of the earth and the reptiles. We all know that. But yeah, They Live was awesome. Once you detox first your brain has to be detoxed. I'm eating shit with chemicals. I probably shouldn't. But it's convenient. I have to cook. You know, you got to get past all that. Once you detox your brain from breakfast is the most important meal of the day bullshit, which it's bullshit. It's a marketing. That was a paid marketing slogan, and we believe it to this day. Once you get past that, then you have to detox your body. And you know where I'm at the place now? When I walk through any aisle of a store other than where the produce and the meat is, and even that's kind of questionable, but I can't hunt. There ain't no deer and running up and down the strip. You know, if there was, I would. You know, I'd harvest my own game. All right, that would be the best way to do it. And then it depends on what that's eating. If that thing's eating seedless watermelons, you're getting it anyway. But do the best you can is my point. Anyway, when I walk through these center aisles, it looks like poison. I walk there like, cereal, Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops, cake. It literally is like poison. It might as well, to me, in my brain, because I detox, it might as well have a freaking skull and crossbone on that shit. I just walk through there like you walk through the pesticide aisle at freaking Lowe's. That's how it'll become. That's how it will become. You'll feel like you're walking through the pesticide aisle at Lowe's. Would you drink that shit? You're walking through the pesticide aisle, you smell it. You know, it's got that pesticide smell. Would you drink any of that if it was labeled Monster Energy pesticide? That's what you're friggin' drinking. Pesticide for humans. It's just a slower death. Okay. Honey Nut Cheerios, I'm sure they taste good. There's plenty of stuff. I miss the chemicals. I miss the poison. I ain't gonna bullshit you that I don't miss any of that delicious poison. I ain't gonna lie. I do. But I know it's poison. That's the thing. When you know it's poison, you know it's pesticide. What if our life expectancy was truly 120? Because God said ain't no man living past 120. That's been set in stone. What if our lifespan was 120? You know that when dogs do not get vaccinated, they live twice as long? Oh, I said the V word. Oops. They live twice as long. They do. They do. How long would you live if you ate right? What would your quality of life be? You know? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, let me check. I think I got. Let's check out fan fundalization. Buster JC, you are very, very welcome. I'm passionate about this because I love you guys. You know, I do. I do. Otherwise, I wouldn't. You know. Well, it's not. I know these things, but I want to facilitate thought. The cops about it. Now he's over here tying his... something's going on over there. Something's weird over here. He's pretending he's tying his shoes and he's looking around. Maybe they're looking for me. Uh-oh. I hope not. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do shit. But you're welcome. I mean, I just want to get people to think. Just think. It's going to be really important in the upcoming years because there is going to be this transitional period in life, you know, where things, I'll be straight up honest. I'm not going to say life is going to be a rose garden and all this other shit. We're going through a transition as a species and as a country and as a planet. It's going to get a little difficult for a while. Like, if we live behind, the whole entire planet's behind enemy lines. Let's just be real about that, you know? There's, who do you think really runs the show down here? That God or that God? He's called the God of this earth for a reason. You know, we're all living behind enemy lines. We're looking forward to get back home, but, you know, so things will never be perfect. But he isn't going to go down without a fight while we're here, you know, and he's got a lot of people on his side, you know. He's convinced people to put things in their nose. He's convinced people that, you know, birthing person. You know, he's got a lot of people tricked. It's not the media. Let's just be real. It's the one down there, and I ain't even gonna say his name. He's got a lot of people thinking a lot of crazy shit right now. So he's got his allies too. He ain't going down without a fight, and there's a lot of people around you. So you got to be cautious about your circles. But anyway, I digress. We're going through a transition, so you better be mentally prepared. You know, that way you're not a dupe for either side. There's extremists on both sides of the aisle. This isn't about pot. This isn't Democrats, Republicans. It's good versus evil for the most part. But things are not... We're going to go through a transition. So all I'm saying is be prepared, you know. And things are going to be great on the other side. I truly believe that. I mean, in our lifetime. But hopefully we hear a couple of trumpet blows and we out of here. We shall see. Has anyone seen that Nicolas Cage movie? You know, that was fairly accurate. Fairly accurate. Not wholly accurate. But anyway, I don't want to go down that road. Holy cow, what time is it? It's like, y'all. All right, I'm digging the vibes. What's left to eat? I mean, I've gone almost full carnivore. I mean, I eat like this is the most. 1 packet of sugar, 2 packets of sugar is all the carbs I had the entire day. And do I look unhealthy? Do I sound unhealthy? I just bought new jeans. Guess what size waist? 29. 29. Am I the crazy one? And my jacket size is 44, 42. Who's crazy? Am I crazy? Carnivore. Carnivore. Leans you the actual F up. I mean, whatever. And people will be like, you know, people talk, you know, like people who like wear like size 42 will probably like, it's, you know, they'll try to make fun of that. But at least I can see my dick. You can't. Huh. Anyway. But I'm not here to rag on people. However, what are we talking about? Just think for yourself, people. Just think for yourself. Nah, I don't wear no skinny jeans. I deserve it. I eat steak every day. I eat steak every day. I eat 1 pound of bacon every single day. Every single day. I eat at least 1 pound of bacon. Because now they came out with this 22-ounce pack of bacon. I ate the whole damn thing. I ate the whole damn thing every freaking day. Minimal fruit, minimal fruit. I don't eat vegetables. I don't eat potatoes. I don't eat any of that. I eat watermelon because watermelon's very healthy. I eat some salads once in a while, but it's just a conduit for dressing. I eat eggs, I eat fish, I eat all that stuff. And yeah, it gets like a little bit of a drag after a while. It's just like, nah, you know, you got to do a lot of cleaning. You realize that, yeah, you need to buy Dawn because grease is everywhere. You'll ruin a bunch of shirts. Yes, it takes some time, but so does standing in line at Chick-fil-A. But it's healthy. But it's healthy. It sincerely is. Yeah, you had bacon for lunch? Cool. How tall am I? I am 5'10". 5'10 and a half or whatever. Yeah. Right now I'm currently 180. Yeah, I fluctuate. I mean, it depends. It depends a lot. I can go between 178 to about 184 in that range. It just depends. So on average, I'm like 182 with a 29-inch waist and a 40-some-odd inch chest, 44. You know, I I lost a lot of weight. I was like way bigger, but it was, you know, I had a lot of gains for like many years. I lifted. At my heaviest, I was 212. Averaged out at like 205, 208. I lost 30 pounds, you know, but that was a product of breaking my shoulder. I couldn't lift anymore. But then I got back into carnivore and it just went whoop, you know. I maintained my muscle mass, you know. I don't work out. I don't even work out anymore. You know, I don't work out anymore. Like, don't. I haven't worked out in 4 years and I still got all my musculature left. So, yeah. I mean, it's specific to the jeans. So let me just be real about that. It's not like I have a 29-inch waist. This specific pair of jeans just happened to fit me at a 29. The rest of my slacks and jeans are between, they're either 30, 31, or 32. Every manufacturer is different, but the largest is 32. But lately they've been falling off me too. So like 31 is my sweet spot. 30, 31, yeah. And I'm okay with that. You know, I'm okay with that. I mean, I like being bigger. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I like people getting out of my way and shit. You know, they'd be like, oh, excuse me. You know, but this is what it is. You know, I'm good with that. Anyway, I better get going. Is turkey bacon healthy? No. No. Oh, but what about all the nitrates? Oh, what about all the numbers in the food? Like, the same people will say, oh, but the nitrates are killing you in bacon, are the same people who eat chemicals. Who's more healthy? Me with the nitrates or you eating red dye number 40? You know, you gotta choose your poison. But I eat a pound of friggin' bacon a day. My blood pressure is on point. I'm like 117 over like 74 on average. I'm healthy. I run. I lift. I could do all the things, you know? I could do all the things. I mean, if I die tomorrow, so be it. You know, whatever. But I'm healthy. Am I not? I mean, if I was that unhealthy, people would freaking cut off an arm to be this unhealthy. I mean, this isn't a pat on my back or whatever. I ain't shit. Let's just be real. This isn't about me. But I gotta be doing something right, you know, because I am anomalous to, you know, A, for my age, B, for the people around me, you know? I mean, let's just be real. So, and all I'm saying is, I used to eat. Like, when I was big, but how do I feel great. I feel great. I do. I mean, sometimes all the shit they spray in the air here in Vegas gets to me after a while. You know, it just, like, I can feel it. Like, the days they spray, I can feel it. You know, a little bit of a cough, and it's like a little, like, duh. But, yeah, you can feel the days that they spray here. No ifs, ands, or buts. But overall, I feel good. Yeah, I feel good. I mean, yeah, I feel good. I could give you 20 right there and then. I mean, I feel good. I mean, I feel better when I was big and built, but that's just an ego trip. When I was huge and, you know, all freaking muscular and quasi six-pack, yeah, I felt better for the ego, per se. You know, walking in a room and people going, uh-oh, that was fun, you know. Women coming up to me and asking if they could touch me and shit. Yeah, that was cool. I ain't gonna lie. But, no, I feel good. But this isn't about me. Whatsoever. I just want to try to lead by example. That's all it's about. You know, so for everyone who says, you know, about the nitrates and this and that, and, you know, you're eating chemicals. You know, like the woman, I was smoking a cigar at Tilted Kilt, and she's chowing down a double, triple cheeseburger, and she weighed like 500 pounds, and she's like, you know, that's gonna kill you. And I turned to her, and I was like, not as fast as what you're eating right there. You know? Anyway, all right, I'm gonna get going. Let me check to see. I can't believe it's this late already. But I had stuff. I never plan out what I'm gonna say, other than what's in my notepad there. wherever life takes me, wherever I'm inspired to talk about, I'm just going to talk about. So thank you for everyone who super chatted. I appreciate that. Alright, I'm going to get going. So, it was fun hanging out, rare on a Saturday night, but anyway, it was good. And I'm going to see everyone on Monday if all goes well, but the only way you'll know for sure if I'm going to stream on Monday is if you like, share, subscribe, hit the bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 2, sometimes 3 times a week. And I appreciate all the super chats, all the Venmo, all the Cash Apps, all the links down there. You know, it goes to coffee and parking. It's not like I'm getting rich off it or anything. I mean, once in a while, there's a little extra. I'll buy some meat and cheese and stuff. Meat, cheese, eggs, bacon. That's always cool. But I love you guys. And I love hanging out with you. And remember, this is not about me. You know, don't misinterpret it. It's about you. Because I love you guys. Sometimes it's like a, you know, and I do. Have I said that? Have I told you I love you lately? I love you guys. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.